What are your memories of that match? The big comeback that everyone talked about. It was a handicap match, but another match where you stole the show, and everyone talks about your performance from that big match.
Well, we were doing some dress rehearsals earlier in the week, right? And Chris Jericho, you know, he was Snuka and Piper were kind of banged up from years of wrestling, and I was still pretty active. I was one of the trainers at the school, the
Florida, right?
Yeah, in Florida, Tampa. So I was still in and out of the ring and still pretty active. So Chris said, he said, you know, Ricky, you're going to have to do about 80% of the match because, you know. So we did, and I think Chris wanted to have a singles match with me. So that's where 3 weeks later we had Backlash.
Right, yes, sir.
And I worked the singles match with him.
And I'm assuming that came off of the performance you had at
Right,
WrestleMania.
you know, and I think Vince was on board with it because he saw I could still do some Ricky Steamboat isms.
Right, yes, sir.
Yeah, so
yeah.
Then after that match in Backlash, that pay-per-view, I worked with Chris overseas in Japan.
Oh wow, okay.
Tour, and then we came back to the States and we did about 4 or 5 nights through the Carolinas, the old Mid-Atlantic stomping grounds for me.
Okay.
So just because of that one match, we ended up having maybe a total of 12 or 15 matches.
Wow.
Because of that one match.
I think too, if I remember right, the next night you got that chant on Raw. You still got it. I think that's where the chant originated of. That now once anyone comes out of retirement or hasn't had a match in a while, they'll get the "You Still Got It." But you were the first one that got it from that crowd.